Oh, wow. That is amazing. I'm so used to other things. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Unpopular Reviews. I am one of your hosts, the executive consultant, Chris Harris. I feel like I'm unprepared. Why has it been like that so much on this Spinner series? But anyway, what's going on, Anthony? What's going on, Joseph? Let me introduce to you my co host for the evening as we talk about the Incredible Hulk from 2008. None other than the Mark, Victor Rodriguez. Vic and I are bringing you the rage. Don't make him angry. Look at that shirt, man, that he can get at ProWrestlingTees.com. Look at that shirt.
That's right. That's right. I'm unpopular out tonight,
Nice.
ladies and gentlemen, because tonight we're going to be talking about the Incredible Hulk. And I actually, you know what? Honestly, this movie gets a bad rap for being one of the worst movies in the MCU. And I honestly don't agree with that anymore because I remember this movie as being a bad movie, but watching it back, I thought it was really good. Really? Like, what do you think, Chris?
I really enjoyed this movie. It was better than the first two ones we reviewed, Captain America and Captain Marvel. I thought this movie was really good from beginning to end. It told a very good story, had very good acting. Hulk smash. There you go. I even liked the villain. It was really
Yes.
good. So I can't. I don't. I never will understand why this movie gets as bad a rap as it does. I don't think it's deserved, but it was really good. I think I saw it twice in the movie theater. To be honest with you.
No, actually, no, I never got to see it in the movie theater. I only saw it on my phone. But I was actually supposed to go see it in the movie theater, but then I got into a car accident that night. I'll never forget 2003 for that.
Glad
Um,
you're okay.
yeah, no, thank God I flipped over and everything, but thank God seatbelts, everybody, seatbelts, never take them off. Um,
Thank you for sharing, Anthony.
Damn, what was I gonna say? Oh, yes, so that movie, it was awesome. Because I mean, honestly, the one thing that I didn't like is particularly when as to how it started, because during the credits, they pretty much just rush through the entire origin story of Hulk.
Hmm.
So that part, like, I wish they would have dealt a little bit more time through that,
Sure.
but they literally just rush through the whole thing, and then and the movie starts where he hasn't had an incident for like 150 days.
Mm.
So like, and the thing is, I like what I don't like about that is that if you don't necessarily know the character, then how are you going to know all of this stuff? Like, I think that they just that Marvel with this movie, they made a lot of assumptions, and I'm curious to know what the backstory is to this movie, because that I didn't look up, because this movie came out in 2003, and the MCU feels like it came out. What do you mean?
This movie came out in 2008, bro.
Wait, which Hulk are we talking about?
Oh
We're
my
talking about
God! I hope we actually
we're talking about Hulk.
this this
We're
might be
talking about
funny and
Hulk.
embarrassing at the same time. I'm trying to figure out if you did your homework properly, bro.
What you
The
talking about?
Incredible Hulk came out in the year 2008. Hulk came out in 2003. Are you talking about Hulk or are you
Oh,
talking about
okay. My bad.
Incredible?
My bad. My bad. The Incredible Hulk. It was Hulk that. Okay, good, 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 good. So
Which one did you watch?
no. I watched the one with this kid, Edward, whatever.
This kid.
Edward.
Are you about to put his picture up?
Edward. Yes. No, wait. Hold up. I got the pictures, man. Because I screenshotted everything. What's wrong with me? Hold up, man. This one. This
Yeah,
guy.
let's make sure that the mark did. Yeah, that one. Okay. That flash that you just did. But yeah, that one. That's the one we're reviewing. Yeah, yeah. The
Oh
Hulk
man.
in 2003. I don't know what ever going to review that. That one was bad. Aesthetically, that one was good. I thought that one was very good from the looks of it. But that movie was way too slow and sad. I don't know what was going on. So
Yep.
I can't do that one. But
That's true.
yeah,
I mean, I
it was
got
really
those
good.
two. I got those two mixed up because I remember when that movie came out, but that was the wrong movie. All right, I'm sorry, but anyway, I saw the right movie.
Good.
It's
I was
okay. So
worried
we're
about you
talking
there
about
for
the
a
right
second.
thing. We're talking about the right thing. Now, when the movie started, it like I said, it pretty much just had him. Um,
Correct.
yeah, yeah, it pretty much just had him run through the whole Hulk and the gamma radiation and the experiment that he did on himself,
Yeah.
and how he ended up turning into the Hulk, and then he runs away and shows up in Brazil. So he shows up in Brazil, and like you just see him running around all over Brazil, just trying to figure out this whole situation. So now apparently he's emailing some guy named Mr. Blue as Mr. Green, emailing his blood and sending his blood over to him so that he can basically test it. And he's getting a lot of things done. So eventually what ends up happening is that he is actually working at a bottling plant.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you know, one of the what ends up happening is that like some kind of breaker breaks, and because
Mm-hmm.
he's a doctor, he's Dr. Bruce Banner. He goes and he fixes it and figures things out. And the guy tells him like, "Listen, man, you're so smart, you shouldn't be a laborer." But he obviously doesn't know his secret. So all of a sudden he's like fixing something, cuts himself, and then some blood slips down through all of these cracks and all of this stuff, and then lands inside one of the bottles of the whole bottling thing. He thinks that he finds it, cleans it up, but then a little bit of that blood ends up in the bottle. So what ends up happening is that they seal it up, they send it out, and then all of a sudden the bottle ends up to the United States and ends up in the hands of the one and only, may you rest in peace, Stan Lee. So Stan Lee is the one that gets him caught. So all of a sudden, wait, why am I only talking? Why aren't you?
You know, the thing is, if you saw it and had a memory or possibly uncomfortable memory of how COVID-19 started, this is possibly close to it. You know, somebody ate a bat
Wow.
and,
I
you
didn't
know,
even
made it to the
think of
United
that.
States. No, I
Wow.
definitely did. As you described it, that's what I think about it. And that's how quickly something can spread. You never know what can happen and whatever you do.
That is true.
As much
That
as
is true.
precautious as you take, somebody was like, "Well, I would order Uber Eats because somebody might come and they might have it and stuff like that." The person
Mhm.
packaging your meat from the grocery store, the person who sent the meat to the grocery store, any of
That's
that
right.
is affected.
That's
You
right.
never are. You can never
Completely
be too
safe.
careful because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And I'm not saying that
Mhm.
because I believe that you should go outside and not stay at home. I'm not one of those protesters. I'm a firm believer of stay at home right now. But I'm just saying, you know, be careful because you might end up with some gamma radiation that turns into a 10-foot tall, 1,500-pound green monster.
That's right. That's right. You never know. All of us might end up being green monsters out
Yep,
there.
Dr. Bruce Banner.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, all right. So after Stan Lee spills the beans by dying, honestly, because he ends up drinking way too much gamma radiation and ends up passing away after drinking that. So then they all of a sudden send the army, the United States Armed Forces, down to Brazil to go find this guy. So now Hulk is being chased all over Brazil, right? He's being chased up and down all over Brazil, and he's hiding from these guys, right? So then eventually he ends up getting away and sneaking back into New York City.
Mm-hmm.
So the cool part about that is, and the reason why he has to come back into the New York City is because in order to get the data that he was working at his lab. So since he has to come back to New York, he does that and ends up running around and sneaking in backstage. But one of the great things that I spotted in this movie is that while he's doing all of that, oh, wait a minute. I skipped the whole big part. What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? I skipped the whole big part. I skipped the first battle. Now, during the first battle, during the first battle that they're first chasing him, he turns into Hulk and just beats everybody up, and then ends up running away and wakes up in a completely different country from where he's at. He's in Brazil, but then ends up waking up in Guatemala.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking Hulk just running around. One night he's in Brazil, the next night then Bruce Banner is in Guatemala. So
Because
that
when
was
he jumps 20 feet at a time.
facts. So now, so he was in Guatemala, and then after Guatemala is where he came to New York, right? So then when he came to New York, he first went to his lab, and when he was going to his lab, he actually snuck in as a pizza guy so that he can go into his lab. But guess who he runs into at his lab? And I didn't peep this the first time I saw this movie. The original, the best.
Yep. Yep.
One.
Lou Ferry.
Yes, the original 1970s
Still
Incredible.
looking jacked, I might add, in this
Facts,
movie.
right? Still to this day, still looking like the Hulk, bro. Like, come on. What? I love it. I love it. And now I wonder if he made any cameos in any of the other Hulk movies, because this guy is like Christopher Reeves, where he will always be
I
typecast as the
I
Hulk.
think he definitely was in Hulk 2003. I have to watch it again.
Dime,
God knows
manito.
I have to do it like when I actually have a lot of caffeine in me or something, because that movie puts me to sleep.
Okay.
But I think he did appear in that. I could be wrong.
Okay. Okay. That's good to know, because I mean, Lou Ferrigno is the best, bro. Like this is just telling you, like everybody knows him as the Hulk. Like he made that impact with that role, for real. I
Hmm.
mean, I don't know how many movies he made. I think he only made two as the Hulk, but yeah, man, he has that. He definitely has that impact. So wait, let me go back to where I was. So now in New York City, he ends up after that, after he gets his information and all of that, then he runs into his girlfriend. He runs
Betty
into his
Ross.
Betty. What was her name? Betty what?
Betty Ross.
Betty Ross. So he runs into Betty Ross, his girlfriend, and the unfortunate part about this, what I had relayed to earlier, was the fact that they pretty much just skip throughout the origin of this entire relationship. And when they see each other again, she like sees him at some diner that they used to go to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
She sees the guy in the back, and then all of a sudden runs to him, and then they're all of a sudden they're together. Like she didn't necessarily like that's the problem that I have with this movie. Like there's a lot of parts where are just assumed. It's not necessarily part of a storyline. Like I feel like this movie was filler. You know
It
what I mean?
was.
But anyway, I'll get that. I'll get that. I'll bring that back up in the end. So like, all right. So now they what ends up happening is that since she sees him again, and then all of a sudden he tries to run away from her. And what ends up happening is that he ends up fighting the army guys once again. So
Mm-hmm.
now the army guys, they come and they start chasing him all over New York, and I think they end up fighting him somewhere in Central Park, because that's what it looks like, right? And then they come with Tony Stark's like gamma rays. They have these two gamma rays that just come and they pretty much just hold them in the corner, and that is pretty much one of the first things that you see, one of the first weapons that you see from Stark Industries, at least in the modern day, at least from Tony Stark instead of Howard Stark.
Right.
That's one thing that I did notice when it comes to that. So I wonder if in this movie he is still the Tony Stark that's making weapons, or if he is. Oh, hey, yeah, cool. Is that Katrina? Nice, nice, nice.
No, Betty Ross Storm is actually David.
Oh, hey, Dave. Nice, 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 nice. Cool. So, dang, I lost my train of thought. Why am I talking alone?
Because you're describing. So you're play by play, I'm color commentator. That's how so we'll do a little
Oh,
wrestling
okay, that's
reference.
how we doing
That's
it.
why. So I
Okay,
follow up. I'll follow up. But he
okay.
hooed you. Yeah,
Oh,
Liv Tyler played Betty Ross, yes.
okay. Oh,
Took
yeah.
me over,
Oh,
taking
yeah.
over from Jennifer Connelly, who I thought was a better Betty Ross.
I mean, you know
Until
what?
I saw until the movie, I saw the movie. I thought Jennifer Connelly was perfectly role for the role of Betty
Honestly, I
Ross,
like.
much like I thought Sam Elliott was perfectly cast for the role of General Thunderbolt Ross before William Hurt took it, and William Hurt did a fantastic role too. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I mean, I like Liv Tyler just for her face. She has these really nice facial expressions, especially when she's expressing love, and the eyes. Like her eyes
Mm-hmm.
is something else, man. Like I really like. She has this really cute like thing with those eyes, man. I'm feeling her. I really am. I mean, but she was okay. She was okay. I won't say she was the best choice, but she was good. She was good. I was
No,
feeling her
I
for
think
this
Jennifer
movie.
Connelly was the best choice, but Hulk 2003 I thought had a better. Before seeing 2008, I thought Hulk 2003 was best cast. I saw this person playing this character. I was like, great job. This person playing this character, I thought, great job. What's up, C? And all this other things. But watching 2008, I think everybody played their role very well. So I was really surprised. I even think Jennifer Connelly played her role very well. Fun fact, though, Eric Bana was actually approached to reprise his role from 2003 to play in 2008, even though it was a bit of a reboot, and he turned it down. So thankfully, Edward Norton took over that role.
That's crazy. One thing that I do wonder is I wonder what would have happened if they would have continued with Ed Norton. I really wonder.
I would have preferred him because Mark Ruffalo took it. And honestly, something else that happened after Eric Bana took it down, they actually wanted Mark Ruffalo. Then they were going to go with Mark Ruffalo, and then they ended up saying, no, we prefer. Some other people who was in charge ended up saying Edward Norton. And Liv Tyler looks like Father Stephen. That comes from See the Superior.
Oh, that's funny.
Eric knew it was trash. Eric did not. It was not trash. It was actually pretty good. We're not having this argument again. We're not going to do that. Okay. What is this?
Oh, cool.
Backstage.
That's girl Chris, right?
That's Chrissy. Yes.
Yes. Hey, Chrissy.
What is So how does the technician come and just like Bojack the backstage? I don't want to.
He wanted to make it look more professional on the.
So that's what I thought you did that. So he did that. Okay, yeah, I can barely see now, but that's fine.
Yeah, I did that. I left it the other way to keep my phone straight, and then he makes me switch my phone. Like it's all right though. I still.
You can put it back if you want. I'm fine.
It's no big deal. It's already cool. Right. As long as we got all the Patreon and stuff up top, so we good. So anyway. Dang, now I was stuck on Lou Ferrigno, man. Like, oh, wait a minute. I almost forgot. The funniest part of this movie. Now, this shit was funny because what ended up happening is that after he had the fight with the army men, then they had shot a whole bunch. Like the girl had come. Like Liv, she came up close to Hulk and tried to talk to Bruce and try to get close to Bruce and all of that. And then all of a sudden, they were hitting him. They were gonna hit him with all these bombs, and then he covered her so that he can protect her. And then he ended up, running away with her. So he like took her to a cave and ended up waking up with her and all of that. And then by the time
not creepy at all. Not creepy at all.
Yeah. Yeah, not creepy at all. But the funny part, I'm getting to the funny part because this shit was hilarious. And now this is, if anybody ever asked me if I wanted to be a superhero, because of this, I would never, ever, ever choose Hulk. But anyway, let me get to this. So anyway, they wake up in the cave and now he's back to Ed Norton. Then they start going through the rounds. They start figuring out, she gets him like another one of those heart monitors and takes him to a hotel, buys him clothes, does all this stuff, cuts his hair, and they start building their intimacy.
Oh yeah.
They start building their intimacy again. So then they get all lovey-dovey and they start making out, and then they start, just getting into the movements, and all of a sudden you hear beep beep, beep beep, beep beep, beep beep, beep beep, beep beep, beep beep. And then all of a sudden he stops her. And then she's like,
sounds like somebody else is scared of the pussy.
Yeah. Hey, man, wait. He stops her because he says that he can't get too excited. And then she's like, not even a little excited? And she's like, because I want to. Not even. He's like, nah, I can't. I'm sorry. And then he looks down. And this shit, and I'm sorry, this is so relatable to anybody who's ever drunk too much whiskey. And she's just like, and he just puts his head down on her shoulder. She's like, it's okay. Yeah, that's like the worst thing to hear in the world. But,
it's okay, because you on effed up if you did that. That woman is so upset. That woman is going to go find herself Thor at the end. That's exactly what's going to happen. Like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. I got the side piece on speed dial. I got you. You know what I'm saying?
basically. Oh man, that shit is too funny. So man, so yeah, after that, then they just go back on their little mission and try to figure out whatever, right? But now, oh dang, I didn't get pictures of the bad guy. I forgot to get pictures of the bad guy. Oh yeah, so now the one of the main bad guys that he fights, I forget the actor's name, but he was really good, really good in this role, really good in this role.
You're talking about the Abomination?
Yes.
Oh, him.
So this guy, so he starts taking, he actually goes, because the girl's father actually, she starts giving him some of this gamma radiation.
Tim Roth.
Yes, thank you. So Tim Roth starts giving him some of this gamma radiation, and all of a sudden he starts getting.
Oh, that's wrong, see. That is wrong, Chrissy.
Hulk looks better than Edna. Oh wow.
Yeah, that's wrong. That's wrong. Elvis thinks that you could play the Hulk.
Hulk smash. I know. Speaking of that, actually, one thing that I did like about this Hulk is that he actually used his moves from the video game. You know, his super move, the Hulk smash, the whole thing when you hit the floor. He
needed to. He needed to. That's the Hulk classic right there.
That's true. You're absolutely right. I don't think we've ever seen it again after that. So
because Mark Ruffalo doesn't do a good job of Hulk, and I'll keep talking more about that as we get into Avengers.
We shall see. Okay. So now, this is what they do. So now they go visit Mr. Green, and they find Mr. Green, and then Mr. Green is actually trying to give him an antidote for the Hulk, and they're trying to get rid of the Hulk. So now they put him on the table, and look, you see how the girl is on top of him, and she's like trying to hold him down, and they're actually successful and get rid. Apparently they try to get rid of the Hulk with this antidote. So it seems like they're very successful, but guess who comes around to come and get the shit back? Because right before that, what they're trying to do is he finds out that all of his blood that he's been sending him has been getting spliced. You send him all his blood to splice it up so that he could basically literally start doing other things. And now with the doctor at that point, at least Dr. Blue, whatever you want to call him, what he's thinking at this point, like, listen, we can take this gamma radiation and make humans unsusceptible to disease. You know what I mean? Like that kind of shit would be perfect right now. So like unable to get, like, basically like a vaccine for everything. That's what he was just trying to do. He was just looking for so much power. But what ended up happening is that Hulk ended up getting shot out of there, ended up getting tranquilized and taken out of there. And then guess who shows up? Mr. Spiky back. What was his name? Abomination, right? The Abomination. So he shows up and puts but he shows up when he's looking like this, right? So now he decides to put, a gun in the guy's face, and then the guy's like, listen, man, like, I'm the scientist, like, this is what I do, like, what is it that you want? I already see that you got a little something in you. You got a little something in you. And, if we could put a little bit more of it, could be so, so beautiful. And like, so in the end, he ended up creating, he gave him more gamma radiation and ended up creating this, to the point where you see all of these spikes in the back, and you can see this guy's face, how he is shook. But one thing that I actually want to ask about is
Batman.
No, this is something that I want to ask about, because this I found very interesting. You know why? Because right after he made the Abomination, a little bit of that blood fell, hit him on his forehead, and started bumping. Right? And right after that bump, look at that smile. Look at that smile. So
foreshadowing, my brother, foreshadowing.
Precisely. Foreshadowing. Thank you. Yep. So now that's the thing I want to ask. Did anything ever come out of that?
Unfortunately, not because they scrapped the solo Hulk movies. But originally, they were going to have a sequel, and his character was going to become the Hulk's arch nemesis, which is the leader. And one of my favorite villains, by the way, does not get enough credit. But he was going to come be that, and Tim Blake Nelson, who plays this guy, would have done a phenomenal job. He already was. So I'm really disappointed they didn't get to move forward. But for reasons that I'll discuss after we finish, they were not able to go for it.
Dang, yeah, because
I'm definitely going to talk about this, Christy. I'm definitely going to talk about this because this is going to tie into what I'm talking about earlier. That's a really good question.
That is a really good question. I mean, I think it's a toss-up between Hulk and Iron Man.
Nope. We'll talk about it right now. In my personal opinion, before 2008, when you talk about superhero, this is funny because this goes along the lines of when we were talking about wrestling earlier. But when we were talking about superheroes, I always said, hey, your most popular superhero, when somebody who does not pay attention to superheroes, who's the first superhero they're going to mention?
Spider-Man?
Wrong. Superman. Superman is the quintessential superhero. Your top three most popular superheroes of all time is before 2008. It's technically, I still think today, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. If you go to Marvel Cinematic, period, and you try to incorporate their most popular superhero, I would have said either Hulk or Spider-Man. Hulk was very known because of the aforementioned Lou Ferrigno playing it in the early establishment. Spider-Man had a ton of animated shows before even the movies came out. So I would have said Spider-Man or the Incredible Hulk. Iron Man was known, but he was a lesser known hero. He's become up there now. Now everybody knows Iron Man because Robert Downey Jr. did a phenomenal job playing him. But before that, the Hulk. So I actually thought the Hulk would have made much more money in 2003 and 2008 than he did because more people can tell you they know the Hulk. They know his origin story. Even now, outside the fact that people saw the movie in 2008, not everybody knows Iron Man's origin story. And like I said this the other night. Everybody knows Batman's origin story to the point you cannot change Batman's origin story. It's what it is. You can't change Superman's origin story. It's what it is. You can change Iron Man.
They kind of did it. Wait, they kind of did it for Spider-Man, though.
They did it for Amazing Spider-Man. They didn't do it for Spider-Man 1, the good Spider-Man, 2002.
No. I'm talking about this teenage Peter Parker.
That was still the same way. He got bit by a radioactive spider, right?
No, not that. Uncle Ben didn't die.
That's yours?
Uncle Ben didn't die during a wrestling match. You know what I'm saying?
When did he die? I don't think. Did they ever talk about it in this one?
I don't think they ever did talk about it, but obviously it wasn't.
So you can assume it. You can assume it. But the Amazing Spider-Man, they completely changed it around, which is one of the reasons why it was unsuccessful. They completely changed the origin story.
That movie was
just horrible.
Yeah,
that was horrible.
Those movies were trash. That Spider-Man was crap. And mind you, you know what's funny? The one of the scenes in the first Amazing Spider-Man, because it was actually filmed around my office. Right there on Woodside, there was a grocery store that they tore up in that movie. And that was, I remember it was filmed and there was like this big thing and everybody was like standing around, trailers everywhere, all in front of my office. We were all excited and the movie turns out to be butt.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan, but the first Amazing Spider-Man actually did very, very well.
Oh, Tobey? The Tobey movie?
No, the one that came out in I forgot what year now, but no, Andrew Garfield's. Actually, the first one did pretty well. Not as well as Tobey's, but it did pretty well to the point that's why they made a sequel. The sequel actually is what killed it, but the first one they did well. Now, honestly, I'm probably the minority here. See, exactly. Look at this. I thought the second one was better than the first one. And I have some issues, and we may or may not review this. So I'll go through it real quick before we go back on Hulk. But I thought Andrew Garfield, I thought his Spider-Man wasn't that bad. His character as Spider-Man wasn't that bad. I didn't like his Peter Parker, and unfortunately, Spider-Man is one of those people who you need the superhero and you need the alter ego. You need both of them to be on point. And he was not a good Peter Parker. He played it too cool. And Peter Parker needs to be a little nerdy. So that's why I always am partial to Tobey Maguire. Not to say Tom Holland's not doing a good job, because Tom Holland's phenomenal as well. But Tobey's my man. The leader will be the main villain in Thunderbolts in Phase 5. We'll see about how all that goes. Well, thank you, Anthony. It was 2012 for The Amazing Spider-Man, but I wasn't a fan of that one. But Spider-Man 2002 is one of my favorite comic book movies, period. I thought Spider-Man 2002 was excellent, and I think it took it to another level as far as comic book movies. I love Spider-Man 1 and 2. Really do. And I can't wait till we review those movies because I loved it. I saw the first Spider-Man so many times. I think I saw it on my birthday. That and Star Wars, Attack of the Clones, if I remember correctly. So it was great. I can't speak enough on Spider-Man. I can speak on that all day. I talk too much. I learned that from a good friend of mine. But go ahead.
Yeah, he's stupid. Stop taking my lines.
Because I was going on my Willatine dream, bro. I was about to go all about. I'm about to say a lot of people don't know that the first Spider-Man was the fastest rising moneymaker in 14 days or so. You know, a lot of people don't know that. I love the first Spider-Man. I really do, man. I really do. It's still one of my favorites. Spider-Man, Dark Knight, X-Men, Days of Future Past are definitely up there. Toby was like 36 playing a high school Spider-Man. You know what? You're not going to do this, Chrissy. You're not going to do this. You're not even on today. Yeah, you're not even on today. And she's offering all this little side comments and stuff like that.
Funny right now.
Yeah,
don't even come on. Chrissy, stay in the comments.
Chris, you'll see Chrissy this Wednesday when we do unpopular reviews. Thor edition, which is a horror. We're going back to the bad movies. Thor edition of popular reviews.
Oh, Chrissy got me dying right now.
36 played a high schooler in Spider-Man.
Oh man,
Tom Holland is awesome in Spider-Man. Tom Holland does a really good job. He's a good successor.
Wait, what is this? Oh yeah, this is when he did that, and then and then oh yeah, that was earlier. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, the fight scene. So now once he gets all spiky, then he goes out looking for Hulk. Right. So this is what he looks like, and yeah, I mean, I feel like they could have done a better job with this, in my opinion. Like,
do you have the part? Do you have a picture why he's so upset with this Hulk?
Who?
Abomination.
Oh, nah, I only got pictures.
You talked about it a little bit in the second fight scene that they had at the university, where Hulk was just like tearing crap up. He tore crap up in every scene.
You mean here when they caught him with the gamma rays?
Yes, but I'm talking about when he kicked the hell.
When he kicked the shit out of him. Yes.
Yeah, he Spartan kicked the guy. He Spartan kicked the guy and made it more fun. He's like, this. Yeah, like, I don't know. My name is Hulk. He kicked him and he ended up in a tree. And you swore, and this was PG-13 movie, so they had to cut away from him quick. But you could tell that man was messed up. Like he should not be alive. It was bad. Yeah, that kick was something serious, and he asked for it. He asked for it.
Oh, he certainly did. He was like, "Is that all you got?" And Hulk was just staring at him like, "Oh, word? Really? Okay, okay. Tú vas a ver ahora. Okay."
Cool, Anthony. Cool.
All right, you're gonna see right now, MF, and got him. Hold up. I might have a picture. I just probably didn't add it yet. Let me see. Let me just see.
Yeah, let's see that. But I mean, let's talk about the fight. I said the other night I wasn't a fan of the last fight scene between Iron Man and Ironmonger. I was a big fan of this fight scene between the Hulk and Abomination. Hulk was pretty much cured, fell out of a helicopter, which is something I would never do, to try to get enough anger in him. I mean, he really said it's live or die, make your choice. But he fell out of a helicopter and became the Hulk and tore up Harlem. Shout out to Toronto, which was actually where the scenes were filmed. But yeah, there you go. That was the after effect. But I mean, they had a really good, I'll use another wrestling terminology, slobber knocker in Harlem. And I enjoyed it. You know, Abomination did not die, so I can see where Anthony's comment here is completely correct. He will be the muscle of it. Hulk tore him up. Hulk smashed it, and it was a really good fight scene. Which was pretty much the end of the movie where you know the Hulk says, you know, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
I like how they first came in contact with a really good spear.
Right.
You see that? Right. Like that was a really, really good spear. But eventually Hulk ended up getting the W. with the choke out and the stabbing.
Yeah,
But
Abomination definitely took the job.
yeah,
Let me stop with the wrestling terminology. Let me stop with the wrestling terminology. But it was a good movie. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I'm in the minority. You're in the minority. Anybody else who liked it was in the minority. This movie made $134 million in the United States alone, 263 million worldwide on a budget of 150 million, and it was the lowest rated movie of the MCU universe. I keep saying MCU universe was double standard, but the MCU, it was the lowest grossing movie. If you don't include Punisher Warzone, which a lot of people forget about. But lowest grossing one, which is the reason why they decided not to give it a sequel, because originally it was supposed to get a sequel, which was definitely gives you a glimpse of, because they were going to have the leader in it. And then Edward Norton dropped himself from the project, and they decided, because he rewrote the script a few times, and there was a lot of tension back there. And that's when they brought in Mark Ruffalo, who, in my opinion, is a good Hulk, but does not do it justice as Edward Norton did. I haven't talked about the post-credits scene, because that's what led up to the Avengers. But yes, Tony Stark did appear in the post-credit scene where he and
But it
Thunderbolt
wasn't post-credit though. That was
He was
post-credit. That was at the end. That was just at the end of the movie. There was no post-credit in this movie. It was literally just at the end. Like this part right here, that was the end of the movie. So like, and then that made me think, like, wait a minute, if they're doing this here, are they going to, and then that might have been what got me confused as to which movie I was watching.
And that's where you knew, like, oh my God, they're really going down with this Avengers thing, which, in my opinion, changed the dynamic of movies, cinema as a whole. And I'm saying that with a little bit of humility, because I said the other night, and it still holds true to this day, I'm a DC guy. I prefer the DC universe, I always have. But there's no denying the impact that Marvel had on movies. Not just superhero movies, movies. Because if you look at the top 100 highest grossing films, Marvel has like 10, 15 of them. Because they make so much money. So shout out to the Incredible Hulk. I really liked it. I really like Incredible Hulk. I really like Iron Man. Hey, 2008 is possibly one of the best years of superhero movies, period. Because like I said, you had Iron Man, which was phenomenal. You had Incredible Hulk, which was phenomenal. And you capped it off with The Dark Knight, which is, in my opinion, one of the greatest movies, period, superhero, action, whatever, of all time. So, shout out to 2008, and which was actually a really good year.
Well, yeah, of course.
That was when Obama got elected. Not that I'm talking politics on purpose, but that's when Obama got elected. That was WrestleMania 24. You know what I'm saying? It was those three movies. It was a good year. It was a good year. Went to Orlando for the first time.
Nice. Wow, man. Oh,
that's personal though. 2008 was good. Mark Ruffalo, he's a good Bruce Banner, but I feel like the later part of his versions of Bruce Banner were not as good. He went less scientific and more just comedy.
Wait, she said he's a good David Banner?
She did. She did. I didn't even pay attention to that. I only know she did that on purpose. She might have did that on purpose.
Yes,
he's a good Bruce Banner. But where the first two Avengers, he played them in more comedic. I feel like toward the end, more intelligent. He played it toward the end more comedic, and I had a problem with that. And then Hulk wasn't a threat at all. So it's like, I had a problem.
In Endgame, he wasn't a threat at all. He had to use an Iron Man suit, which is, what the hell?
Exactly. He wasn't good. He got whipped by Thanos in Avengers Infinity War, which I'm not upset about. He should. But he never recovered from that. He lost in Thor Ragnarok to Thor. Had a problem with that. In Avengers 2, he lost to Iron Man because Iron Man had the Hulkbuster suit, and he still shouldn't have lost, in my opinion. So I had a problem with that. Oh, so she did that on accident. Yeah, Bruce. She had David Banner on the mind. And then actually in Avengers, he kind of lost to Thor. So I had a problem with that. But he did better in competition, so I was fine. So wasn't a fan of how they portrayed Hulk, and Hulk is the strongest there is. And as you can see from this movie, that's how he should be portrayed. He's an animal. He's unstoppable.
When they did this at the end, like the very, very end, like this right here, gives you a little bit of anticipation of what ass he's gonna kick next.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Which should have been the leader and somebody else, because the leader is the anti-Hulk. He's more brain, less broad. So you're not gonna have Hulk versus leader in a fisticuffs. But they dropped the ball on that, but that's because you ham niggers couldn't didn't want to go and watch the movie. 2008, I was working at Regal. Great, I was working at Home Depot.
Oh wow, I was doing real estate. That's great. 15 years in the game, baby. Anyway.
I was in human resources at Home Depot. So.
Wow. How life flies by. So wait a minute. I think we are finished with this movie. Damn, we went through it quickly, my friend. We really did. Maybe I spoke too fast.
No, it was fine. It was fine. That don't mean we have to end the show. I like to go at least an hour. That's what she said. So 19 minutes, and you know what I'm saying? 19 minutes, we can shoot the breeze when it comes, but we still have to incorporate Hulk in there. So we can't wait to discuss who's the strongest Avenger once Thor hits the scene. Once again, Wednesday. Did you upload those? If you can have a time, can you upload those? Thursday, definitely.
Hey now. Man,
oh my God! Look who it is.
Now.
I got 41 minutes late, but look who it is.
I gotta say this, and I gotta say this, and I would like to apologize wholeheartedly, man, for not being a part of two shows like I supposed to today. Just the damnest shit just been happening, but on this time, I'm gonna be honest, I literally spaced out. I just spent the last hour on the PlayStation store trying to figure out what game I want to buy. So I'm so sorry, y'all.
Are you gonna get that 2K19?
Real. At least he kept it a buck.
I definitely didn't get 2K19 once everybody told me not. I mean 2K20 once everybody told me not to get it. Even though we ain't supposed to talk about this, but I got a PlayStation had a bundle going with Mortal Kombat 11 Premier Edition with all the DLC content with just Injustice 2 legendary editions for $119. So I just purchased.
I wouldn't be good with that one. I wouldn't be good with that one.
So yeah,
I would lose an MK. I try. I'm not good, but I still play it. Injustice 2. I have Injustice, but I will lose.
I haven't played Mortal Kombat since Mortal Kombat 3 was on Sega Genesis when Cabal and them first came.
Exactly. That's when I was good. I'm not good with the new Angles one.
So I'm definitely going to do the story mode and put it on extra easy. Because they got I'm
not that bad. That's fine. I'm a Marvel vs. Capcom guy. And one of the characters I use in Marvel vs. Capcom is actually the Incredible Hulk. So, Willie, did you see the Incredible Hulk, or do you remember it? What do you remember about it?
Well, I'm well versed on this. That's why I asked you: are we talking about the Eric Banner one, or are we talking about the Edward Norton
Edward Norton.
Edward Norton one was actually the better one of them. We got to see Hulk personality with the Hulk smash.
Willie, put your face down or put your camera up.
Oh, my bad.
There you go. Because we looking at your mouth like whopping. There you go. You good.
Can y'all see me?
Yeah, you good.
Like I said, the Edward Norton Jr. one was the one that we got to see a lot of more of the Hulk personality. We got the Hulk smash. We got him looking at when he looked at which came to be Abomination, when he looked at him and kicked the dog shit out of him. Like
we talked about that, yes.
Like he looked at him basically to say like, nigga, really? Like you know who I am? I don't want to go off in a tangent about talking about the Hulk, but I definitely can because
it's about the Hulk, so you can definitely go ahead and do that.
We all know he's the strongest Avenger.
Give me a second, fellas.
All right, go ahead.
We all know he's the strongest Avenger. Like we know Hulk, his power has no bound for real. Even though we done seen Thanos kick his ass, we done seen him in Thor battle, but truly untamed Hulk that Bruce Banner is not nowhere near. Remnants in him, pure unadulterated anger, like when we got Planet of the Hulk or like that rageful Hulk. That's the true power of the Hulk. And
All right, so let me not to interrupt you on purpose here, Willie, but do you see this comment right here?
now people will say, "Is
Hold
he
up,
though?"
you're not even answer the question, Willie. Do you see this comment?
Yes, he is.
That is Chrissy. She's actually the one of the newest additions, not official yet, but unofficially the newest addition of a Popular Review team for this entertainment part because she don't watch wrestling. So you're going to meet her probably on Wednesday. All right, because we're talking about Thor. But I think she thinks Thor is the strongest character. There's strongest Marvel character.
Well, we the only reason why I won't say Thor is the strongest because we didn't even see Thor. Now I don't know if many people follow or read the comic books or they just go off the movies, but we didn't even see the only time Thor could really, and that was a calm Hulk. That wasn't pure rage Hulk. That was Hulk that's walking around in hot tubs with the women and shit from Thor Ragnarok when Thor had to go
I'm staying that movie.
But when Thor had to really, like, you know, compared to they fight in the first Avengers when they first sparred or when they'd be playing, like when you had the classic scene from the first Avengers when they walk in after they fight in the hangar bay, and then Hulk just punched the shit out of Thor and knock him out the camera frame. Like we seen them battle, but then like I said, if people like I said, if we going off the pure MC movie, like I said, people seen Thor go for a demigod, and like we really saw his thunder power when Hulk got mad at his ass. And that wasn't, I mean, they tried to tie in Planet Hulk with that a little bit, but like I said, if you watch Planet Hulk, you've seen Hulk in a pure, unadulterated rage, where the Avengers literally had to send him off world because it's like, okay, this motherfucker's too bad. Like, it's like nothing even all of us can do.
Go Charmaine.
Charmaine was popping, Mom, but it's like nothing we all can do. But anyway, like I said, I can go on for it. Anyway, I don't know if y'all talked about
we talked about the whole movie.
Kind of the Iron Man kind of entrance, you know, when he go to General Ross and say, "I hear you got a whole problem."
We talked about it. We talked about the whole movie, broski. Let me ask you a question. Edward Norton, Mark Ruffalo, or Eric Bana? There we go. Who's your quintessential Hulk or David Banner?
See, that's where y'all don't let the teardrops fool y'all. I am a comic book nerd, so see, this is where I go into each three of those were three different versions of the Hulk that we got in the comic book world.
Mm-hmm.
And let me go. The Eric Banner was more of the Lutheran, that's where I was going. And then Edward Norton was more of, like I said, the Planet Rage Hulk, the Hulk who was really like hated Bruce Banner, and Bruce Banner really hated him. And so then the Mark Ruffalo is actually the Hulk we get where he's intellect and brawn and can go just as full mad as hell and still be brought back and realizing he's fighting for the fate of the universe. So those are all three different Hulks, but the best one to me, just because you see so much, like if you read the comics, even if you watch the cartoons of the Hulks, like Mark Ruffalo version is the one that you get all the personalities of the Hulk.
Well, like you need to go back to your PlayStation store. I can't believe you said that. He's the worst one of the three, broski. He's the worst one. He's done Hulk no justice.
Time out. Now, that's why I said, and like I said, you are DC, so you really don't care for Marvel. You team DC when it comes to this.
I still like Marvel. My favorite comic book character is Doctor Doom, which is a Marvel character.
For you to say that who you say Edward Norton was the best?
Doctor Doom. He's my favorite character, period.
Edward Norton?
Doctor Doom is my favorite character. He's a Marvel character.
Doctor Doom. I'm talking about who you said the best Hulk was.
Edward Norton, yeah. But I will put Eric Bana over Mark Ruffalo.
Like I said, with with that Hulk, like I say, all three of them played 3 different versions of the Hulk in the MC.
Yeah, and Mark Ruffalo plays a character, a Hulk version that gets his ass whooped every movie.
Well, to keep it a buck,
please keep it a buck.
Him getting his ass beat by Thanos. I mean, that really happened in the comic book. Like,
I have no problem with him. That was the only fight he had that I had no problem with him losing. It made sense.
Thanos is a fucking god.
Basically. And it made him even more credible.
He's a
Once again, using wrestling terminology, but it made him even more credible. So I was fine with Thanos beating Hulk's ass. What I had a problem with was he beat his ass so bad, I never saw the Hulk again.
But see, that's where you don't understand. Hulk really went through that in the comic book.
I do too, Anthony. But I'm never going to see the Hulk again. My last image of the Hulk is him getting his ass whooped so badly that he's laying in his old hole, looking like, what the fuck happened to me?
You haven't watched Endgame?
I didn't see Hulk in Endgame. I saw Mark Ruffalo playing himself, only taller and green. That's what I saw. I didn't see the Hulk in Endgame.
There goes to show your incompetence, because you would understand. You would understand the role that Hulk represented, and that's Dr. Hulk. That's the mixture.
I know who he is. No. I'm saying we went from Avengers Infinity War, where he was like, oh, I don't want to come out. I don't want to come out, to, hey, I'm a doctor now. Like, it didn't make sense, broski.
Fan, you would understand that Mark Ruffalo's version of
keep it $2. This is according to Big Daddy Cool. Okay.
To be in life. Like, that's the perfect version.
Thank you. That was Professor Hulk.
Exactly, Steve.
Right, but we are supposed to figure out that he's Professor Hulk just because he said it. But if you have to understand, there are some people who watch the movies and don't read the comic book, so they don't know that's Professor Hulk. All they saw was he was such a bitch, and I'm gonna keep it buck now. I'm gonna keep it buck, right? No, because you did it. You brought it out. You did this shit. You did this shit for Captain America too. So this is how I look at it. He was such a bitch. He was such a bitch. He said, "I'm gonna go to college." That's what happened. He said, "I'm gonna get off the street. I'm gonna get off the street because I got beat. My ass got whooped on World Star Hip Hop. I'm gonna get off the street and I'm gonna go to college and I'm gonna get this education." That's what the fuck he said. Oh, he was all no.
Of you thinking you knowing something. And I'm gonna let you continue to blow it out your ass like. So
the Willie T Dream, coming off a 2 weeks vacation, is going to sit here and tell me about some fucking Professor Hulk. 2 weeks vacation, ladies. He told him 2 weeks vacation. He's going to come in here.
You think DC is the better comic franchise?
Professor Hulk is a knockoff beast from X-Men. You are absolutely right.
Shows that you have no taste in comic books.
It was 4 or 5 years, Big Daddy Cool.
So
first of all, and without DC, there will be no Marvel. I want you to remember that. Okay.
I mean, we all know that.
What do you mean?
No, because Stan Lee started with DC before he started Marvel.
It wasn't that. It's because your superheroes that became popular enough for Marvel to have some spinoffs was Superman and Batman. That's why.
Hey, guess what?
That's one.
No. Guess what? And you know what? And I'm gonna just say this, and I want everybody who listening in, all y'all got to do is say Willie right here, and I'm gonna say this, and I ain't even got nothing else to say.
Probably
one of the most prominent good guy villains dynamics in the whole fucking comic universe, DC and Marvel, is fucking the Professor X and motherfucking Magneto. So the fact that Stan Lee in this times was a white man in America where he could give 2 fucks about us. He took our 2 prominent leaders and made them the head factions of one of his leading comic book series. No, he couldn't make them black. I get it. But once he explained that Professor X was Martin and Magneto was motherfucking Malcolm X, guess what? Nigga, fuck DC. Fuck you talking about.
What does it have to do with the Hulk getting his ass whooped? That's what I'm trying to figure out. The Hulk got his ass whooped.
You see how
the Hulk got his ass whooped. He not only did he get his ass whooped so bad by Thanos, he cheap shot at Thanos. He cheap shot at Thanos to try to get the upper hand.
His ass, Vic. Every time I bust his ass, he try to deflect.
Where? We're talking about. Look at the name of the show, bro. Look at the name of the show. This name of the show is Unpopular Reviews Incredible Hulk.
And now, like being as though, hold on. And another reason why you really can't throw Mark Ruffalo in there, and it's kind of unfair to judge him, because when did we get a whole movie of just him as the Hulk and just centered around him?
Would you watch a movie when Mark Ruffalo's the Hulk? Do you want to see 2 hours of him getting his ass whooped?
Do we have a full movie of the Hulk showing his personality like we got in the one with Edward Norton, the start showing his personality other than him?
And Eric Bana.
Other than him, no, not Eric Bana, because Eric Bana, we didn't get a Hulk smash. We didn't get, all we got is a Betty. That's all we got in the first one. And the one with Edward Norton, we got Hulk smash. We started to get the privilege of that. We never got a full Hulk movie with Mark Ruffalo. Now, when we got him in Avengers, we got him still in Thor and having little comebacks with each other. Was another iconic moment in Avengers, and it was in Endgame. When my man, everybody going to elevator, and if you watch the cartoon that came on Disney XD and shit like that, this is another thing that this makes the MC universe way better than DC, because they pull not just from the comics, and not only do they pull from the current up-to-date comic cartoons that they got going. And guess what? Each movie writer, whether if you wrote on Iron Man, whether you wrote on Black Panther, whether you wrote on the Hulk, whatever fucking Captain Marvel, whatever fucking Marvel movie came out, if you was a writer for that, when they brought them together, they had those writers writing and tuning all this shit together. So don't disrespect Marvel ever in your life. The only thing interesting about DC is the villains, Darkseid, the Joker, and shit like that. Other than that, fuck Superman.
The villains make the movie. But speaking of disrespecting Marvel, on Wednesday at 7 o'clock, you have Unpopular Reviews, Thor edition. That disrespects Marvel in itself. But Unpopular Reviews, Thor edition, on Wednesday at 7 o'clock, myself as well as Mark Victor Rodriguez and C the Superior will be bringing to you everything as far as Thor, starring Chris Hemsworth. Wow, what a great movie that is. Eric Bana's best movie was the one where he was avenging the Jewish Olympians getting kidnapped. And what was that called? I do not remember. My best favorite Eric Bana movie is Star Trek from 2009, but that's because I'm a Trek.
Yo, I'm back. I had to step aside for a minute. I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. At least you announced yourself being back.
While you getting a little taste, I'm gonna put a little. I'm gonna pay some bills. All right, fellas.
Go ahead.
Hello again, everybody. I am the executive consultant of Yep, I Like Wrestling and one of the hosts of Unpopular Reviews, reminding you that if you're liking this video, please make sure that you like and share this video to all of your wrestling timelines and groups. And if you have Instagram and Twitter, you are following us at UPR Yep ILW. Once again, Twitter, Instagram, UPR Yep ILW. And if you have YouTube, make sure that you're subscribing to us at Yep, I Like Wrestling. And now, back to Unpopular Reviews.
And lastly, visit us at ProWrestlingTees.com and look us up for Unpopular Reviews so you can get what I am wearing as our lovely UPR shirt.
Yes.
Go ahead, Willie. Continue.
Should I finish annihilating you, Chris, like your fucking hairline is annihilated? Because I can't.
You know what? At least I'm nicely shaven. Hulk was the only one that had the power to wield the gauntlet to bring back all those laws from snapping. That is completely correct. He did have the strength to do that, and then he got defeated by that gauntlet because he never was the same again.
No. I hate to be interrupting, but Steve, that's something that the movie switched up from the comic. Because actually, Captain Marvel is the one who wielded the gauntlet. Her cat, the cat from the movie who took out, what the fuck is his name? Samuel L. Jackson, the bad motherfucker.
Nick Fury.
Nick Fury. Her cat.
Not Furry.
Took the gauntlet
Fury.
Off of her cat is the one that took the gauntlet off of
Thanos?
Name. Thanos, yeah. So that's where the movie switches up from the comic. The Hulk did get his vengeance back. That's something that the movie left out.
I can't wait till we talk about Avengers Endgame so we can talk about all this snapping and capping. But Incredible Hulk did not make another. Did not get a sequel. I did hear they're trying to see about giving Mark Ruffalo his own Hulk movie, but they're not sure if it's going to happen and they're not sure how it's going to work.
I feel like they should at this point.
I mean, he definitely was not in peak condition. That was something else I was disappointed in when it comes to Endgame, which we're going to discuss when we get to episode 22, I believe. Right now, we're on episode 4.
22. We are now on episode 4. That is awesome sauce.
The reason I think they missed it with the Hulk right now, because now the Hulk looks too weak.
Wow, I wonder why.
He looks too weak.
Yep, he certainly does.
Last time we seen Hulk, we seen his arm was burned up and he was in the sling.
Yep.
So they was going, like I said, they tied in Planet of Hulk with Thor Ragnarok. So that's where we missed that, and I believe that's where they dropped the ball. And if they try to bring a Hulk movie out, it's not going to be as well received right now.
Probably.
Now, yeah, if they would have.
But I heard Thor is actually supposed to be in Guardians of the Galaxy, so he's no longer be buddy movies.
Thor has the love.
Well, yeah, but that's how it ended.
Well, no,
yeah, but he's in the next Guardian of the Galaxy movie.
Well, no, because
that's how that was the projection from the last movie.
What's next coming out before Guardians 3 is the Thor Love of Ragnarok, where we get the female Thor, and we get to see his girl turn into the female Thor.
What's his girl's name, Mr. Marvel? Nah, what's his girl's name, Mr. Marvel?
Look, Chris, I smoke a lot.
No, come on, Marvel, annihilate me, because I should have known more about it. So go ahead, Like I'm a DC guy. What's his name? What's her name?
Thunder These Nuts. That's her name.
Jane, bro, Jane.
Well, her name is Jane, but when she becomes the female,
don't say it like you knew it. Don't do that. Keep it a buck. You forgot. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Storm.
Oh, you mean from Thor's first movie? Yeah, the girl.
Yeah, because we about to get her
played by the very attractive Natalie Portman.
Her and Valkyrie battle for Thor's love. So that's
justice for Hawkeye. He needs a movie. Would you watch a Hawkeye movie? I would watch it.
I would. I definitely would.
Hulk was only one powerful enough to inject cleaning solution into his body and kill the coronavirus. You know how you know that's Steve? Because only he would make that kind of coronavirus joke. Anthony wants to correct the Will Team Dream, the name of his Love and Thunder. Thank you very much. Steve so lately pushed Jane Foster.
It's in the closet. Oh, yes. Oh, no.
Much like Captain America, it's in the closet. No, all right. So, go ahead.
What was I saying? Oh, like I said, in the next Thor movie, because that's coming out, Love and Thunder. That's coming out.
Love and Thunder, yes. Read Anthony's comment. I'll put it back up for you.
That's coming out before Guardians 3. Like I said,
Chrissy, we're not going to do this tonight. You're not going to, disrespect Hulk. Hawkeye getting a Disney Plus show. Anthony is IMDb.com.
That's what I was about to say. The show's about to come on Disney Plus where he's training his daughter, and we started to get that. We got that in Endgame.
Nice. He's training his what?
His daughter.
Oh, well, I'm glad he's getting a show. That will probably be more entertaining than him having a movie.
Well, if we would have got a movie of him, the in between of Black Widow dying, and then we got that whole movie doing that little part when he turned into the killer, that would have been dope. Like that would have been a dope little spinoff. That would have been interesting. But anything other than that, nah. Unless you do his early years when him and Black Widow teamed up when they first got together. If you don't do that, then I don't see nothing interesting.
I mean, but wait, do you see a series happening like a Smallville or a Gotham?
Well, they got that coming on the Disney Plus. On the Disney Plus joint, you got the Hawkeye show, Hawkeye coming, where like I say, it's basically him and he going on missions and he training his daughter. Then we got the Loki show. The Loki show gonna be based off of him going back in history business though. And Endgame, you seen when he took the Tesseracts and he just vanished. Mm-hmm. That show gonna be based off of him going back, changing different events in history and things like that. Then we got the Wanda and Vision show, on Disney Plus also with the Captain Hawkeye, Falcon and Winter Soldier, which is him becoming Falcon becoming new Captain America.
Hold up. Did you say the Wanda Vision show and then you talk about?
We have a Wanda and Vision show coming on Disney, also Disney Plus. And
Why?
then we have, would you say why?
Yeah.
The same reason, like I say, the best thing about DC is they animated shows and movies. Everything else, they movies other than Aquaman. Aquaman was Aquaman, and I don't consider this with Ben Affleck as Batman. That's a different breed than Christian Bale playing the Dark Knight. So people want to include those things and say, well, the Dark Knight. Well, we all know the Dark Knight. That whole little series is the best superhero franchise there is. But guess what? That was based off another version of Batman, and yeah.
You know the thing about, I think that Ben Affleck plays the best Bruce Wayne and the worst Batman.
Yeah, and people don't understand that. People don't understand that his version, and that's where I know a little bit more about DC too. That his version of Batman is the darker version, the older version. To where he's about to pass it to Dick Grayson and Nightwing and all that.
He's already getting jaded to the business. Has kryptonite hanging around.
Which accent is Wanda going to have in the television show? That's a good question. Is she going to be Russian or is she going to be American? Which is a terrible thing because we also had that in the X-Men universe with Halle Berry Storm, which went from African to American. Speaking of which, X-Men is going to transition over to the DC universe, and this gentleman thinks that it's going to be the way of Wanda, who is Magneto's daughter.
Well, would you see X-Men First Class compared to the Quicksilver and Wanda we got in Avengers? Those are two different. Yeah, those are two different because
correct. That X-Men universe is dead. Unfortunately, I was a big fan of it, so I hate to see it.
I don't even think the Quicksilver in like the First Class and Apocalypse. I don't even think his name is Pedro.
If you say so, Steve. If you say so, I don't think I'm gonna watch it, but we'll see and we'll talk about it. Anthony doesn't know about Robert Pattinson playing Batman. It's based on Batman Year 2. I don't think he's gonna be a good Batman because he played in Twilight, and if you play in Twilight, you don't know how to act.
That's where I can't wait till me and Katrina decide that we're gonna do our review on the Twilight series. Because Chris, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm the black guy from the hood that listens to NSYNC and all types of shit. When I say that you don't know what you're missing,
I listen to NSYNC also. What are you talking about?
When I say you don't know what you're missing when you disrespect Twilight like that, hey,
I do know what I'm missing. I'm missing a vampire that glitters. Because Lord knows when you're afraid of vampires growing up, there's nothing scarier than a vampire that glitters in the daytime as opposed to burning. So I completely understand what you're saying. Go ahead.
Fuck the vampires. The wolves is where it's at in Twilight.
But the vampires are part of the movie.
They are the werewolves and the vampires are a part of the movie. And what's so crazy? Guess what? You don't even see a fucking wolf until like the end of the second movie. That's how fucking good it is.
That's how bad it is. Twilight's a horrible movie, but you know what? When you and Katrina are ready to do that, you let us know. Let's get some final thoughts going. Incredible Hulk. What did you think? Give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. We'll start with the Willow Dream, who was 41 minutes late.
Hey, guess what? If you ain't fashionably late, you ain't nowhere. Remember that. I give it thumbs up because, like I said, we got to start to see some of the Hulk personality. We got to see him. Like I say, if you're a comic book fan and if you read the comics, or if you're a Hulk fan, period, then you know that Hulk was him learning to control the rage. That was Hulk after he went in exile. So you really understood and knew when he was in Brazil, like that was in the goddamn comic book. That's right.
Steve wants you to know that he's gonna keep it a buck. That you like glittering vampires and horny werewolves.
Hey, guess what? I'm my own alpha. I'm the true alpha. There's no alpha above me, and I love the wolves. The wolves
Chrissy
is
is saying that she's really happy with you. You putting some respect on Twilight's name. Anthony gives it a thumbs up, and Chrissy also gives Hulk the thumbs down.
no. I give this one, like I said, out of the two Hulk movies we got, I give this one thumbs up compared to the first one. Um, like I said, we seen Hulk in this one jump buildings like he can do. He can jump a mile in the sky. He can jump a mile long with a single jump, single leap. We seen that more in this one. Like I said, we like how the fans and everybody just say, yeah, I say this if you agree with what I'm saying. All the viewers, all the comments, just say yeah, Willie, if y'all agree with me. When we got to see Hulk say Hulk smash in this one,
Facts.
was like us getting to see Captain Marvel say Avenger. I mean, not Captain Marvel, Captain America say Avengers, assemble.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, fuck you.
I'm just following orders, bro. Following orders. Vic, what do you think? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Thumbs up all the way. I really enjoyed this movie. I unfortunately had compared it to the Hulk movie, and I just assumed it was going to be bad. But I was watching this movie on my phone, taking screenshots, enjoying it the whole time. It was definitely a good time. There were parts of it, like this part, that I had completely missed the first time that I saw it. So
Myself as well, Steven.
I was definitely happy to see that. The whiskey dick.
But you know he was in. They had Lou Ferrigno in both of them.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
I didn't know he
Yeah,
was in the first one.
we talked that we
and-
might have seen him in 2003, but couldn't remember earlier. Too bad you weren't there to help us out with that.
He was a security guard in both of them.
Oh, nice.
He was a security guard at the college, and both security guard at both colleges. When Hulk in the Edward Norton joint, when they went to go visit Dr. Blue, when they was on all the smoke bombs, and when he got to go when he kicked the abomination when they was at the college campus. Lou Ferrigno was one of the security guards as well.
Oh, word? Oh, shit. I didn't peep that. No, look at that.
Yeah. And so, like that. So, like I said, oh, my bad, Vic. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, go ahead.
But, no, because you was giving your review. And what you thought?
Oh, well, no, I was happy to see this. I was obviously always happy to see Stan Lee. Obviously, at the end of the movie, I was happy to see this because they're leading to the Avengers, and I am always happy to see Tony Stark. And overall, like, the story was really good. The villains were good. The fight scene was good. The big spear at the beginning of the fight, this big spear right here, that was really great. I really liked this movie. As you can tell, I took a lot of pictures. So I'm gonna give this a freshly squeezed thumbs up.
Movie was good. Give it a thumbs up myself. 6.9 out of 10 on IMDb.com. It was average. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people don't like it. But it was not successful. But hey, this person liked it. Of the four movies, this was his second favorite, a close second to Iron Man. Much better than that Captain Marvel and Captain America, respectively. Good work by the MCU.
I hate just to piggyback off what we were saying earlier about if we would want to see a Hulk
Mark
movie.
Ruffalo?
No, a Hulk movie. If the only way I can see of us getting a Hulk movie is somehow or another they incorporate how General Ross becomes Red Hulk. Yeah.
I just want to see the leader. I don't need to see Red Hulk. I need to see the leader.
See, the problem is that at this point they need to fill it all together because they all just about every movie that they do, they figure out.
They fuck the leader.
I think they'll have a better chance at doing an Ant-Man movie than another.
Well, they fuck bringing the leader up because the leader and the Mandarin has the same little, like, it's like a tie together, the Mandarin and the leader. Like when they tried to tie Iron Man and Hulk into the comics, the Mandarin actually was the leader in disguise. So
See, now, the
What's going
unfortunate
on, man?
part about this one is that you don't like. Look,
We're so
they had
happy, Elvis.
like look, they've done a teaser with this guy, and nothing ever came out of that. You know what I mean? So I think that this is the only way that they could
Chris, you need to hop on the train.
that they
who
could
is he
bring.
supposed to be?
The leader.
No, yeah, because
Because
when
the
this
gamma hit
happened,
his brain.
wait, you remember when this happened?
The gamma hit his brain because he had
Exactly. And then his brain started to pop up, and look at that evil smile that he has.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he probably thought at that moment he was going to turn into this. But the thing is that you never saw anything out of that. So like, something could happen where they just let it pass years later, and then just bring him right back, and all of a sudden he's fighting Dr. Hulk.
But
you know what I mean?
That's
Professor Hulk.
That's when
Professor
it
Hulk.
goes into, now you can do a Hulk, like I say, if you do like say either the leader, or if you do Evan Ross becoming Red Hulk, or we get introduced to She-Hulk.
She-Hulk will be good. I wouldn't mind seeing She-Hulk.
And so,
wait, why am I doing this?
I was about to say, we're not.
Oh, hey, I got your belt, Willie.
yeah. Oh, I'm the reigning, defending champion. I know I am. And you know
Yeah.
We'll
what?
bring that up. We'll
all
bring that up.
our
on,
entertainment base don't care though, because
Yeah.
you should have been on
Chris?
SmackDown.
We'll bring that up.
That's
We'll bring
when
that up.
you need to talk
bring that
about
up
that.
on Monday.
Hey, hold on, time out, Chris. Hey, I'm glad you brought that up, Vic, because part of the bet was every time he's on air, he supposed to say what he was supposed to say, being as though he lost for that month till he regained his championship.
I definitely said it to Katrina, so you need to ask.
I said every time you was on, whether you in the comments
for a week. It was a week. It wasn't a month.
It was
a week.
It was until the next pay-per-view. But it's okay.
We'll go back on that. Because I swore it was a week. We'll go back. If it's a month, I'll continue doing it. But I swore it was a week.
No, it's okay.
There he goes, Dr. Doom. That's the man. That's your next Marvel villain too. Why every time I want to go on and Elvis Martinez has to? Okay, let's not do that this episode. All right, that's the wrestling episode. We're not going to do that this episode. But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching us here at Unpopular Reviews Entertainment Edition, Episode 4 of Season 1, Marvel Cinematic Universe. Please make sure, if you're a wrestling fan, join us on Monday for Unpopular Reviews Monday Night Raw edition with myself, as well as Katrina Storm and the Big Daddy Cool, Steven Pena. Why haven't we got the solo Hulk movie?
That's not here, bro.
Somebody Big Daddy?
That's not here. We gotta get one for that. You heard?
Chris, you gotta say pause. You just feel.
I'm not gonna say pause. He's Big Daddy Cool. He's Big Daddy Cool.
And you just comfortable with that?
Like
I am
Diesel, man. Big Daddy Cool like Diesel. What's wrong with you, Willie?
This guy, the last time he was on before he went on his 2-week vacation, this guy actually said, "Oh, I'm comfortable with myself, so I'll say it, sexy decoy." You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to hear nothing from you, bro.
Hold on,
I don't want to hear nothing from you.
Hold on, Mark. Guess what? When you say sexy decoy, guess what? And that's they timed in to see, because I ain't saying sexy decoy saying the man.
I really want to hear this one. I want to hear him come up with this. He's struggling. Listen to him.
Big Daddy. Big Daddy. He calling him Big Daddy.
Big Daddy Cool.
I will call somebody Big Daddy Cool over sexy decoy any day of the week.
When I'm referencing Kevin Nash character in WWE as Diesel, it's never Big D Cool. Never. Sorry. It's always Diesel.
I hope it's not Big D Cool. Big Daddy Cool is fine, though. But that's cool.
It's not.
Nah, no. Watch back. Hold up, man. This is a movie show. But I was just about to get into that. So we're going to bring that up. We're going to bring that up on NXT. All right? We're gonna
NXT AEW.
On NXT AEW. We're going to bring back this conversation because we got to finish with the Hulk movie.
I almost forgot that it was you on Monday, and I was
I don't have a graphic for Monday, but I got a graphic for everything else.
Hold up, Sexy Decoy sounds like a bad porno movie. Elvis, you lost. Bow down to the king. All right, what was I? Monday Night Raw, a popular review edition. Myself, as well as Big Daddy Cool, Steven Pena. Yes, Big Daddy Cool, Steven Pena, and none other than Katrina Storm will be on Monday Night Raw and popular reviews on Wednesday. we have Unpopular Reviews Movie Entertainment Edition, which will be myself as well as C. the Superior and the Mark Victor Rodriguez bringing you Iron Man 2 False. Thor. Got the wrong one up. Unpopular Reviews Thor Edition, which we talk about the Norse god of Thor, starring Chris Hemsworth. On Thursday, Unpopular Reviews AEW NXT Edition with the Mark Victor Rodriguez as well as Bad Guy Jack, Ronald Jack, simply because of the fact that the technician David Sanderson is going to be on vacation. Also in that episode, we're going to have the very first segment of Unpopular Review Promo Wars, which you will see Elvis Martinez, the iconic king, go one-on-one with the Puerto Rican princess Charmaine, and they're going to have a good segment there where they're going to go back and forth. First ever edition. Hopefully we'll have a second edition, see how these two do. Steve says, Will Team Dream going keep it a buck. He loves glowing vampires but can't say Big Daddy Cool. Thank you very much. Glowing vampires but can't say Big Daddy Cool. Charmaine's still going back. You are not the king. You're the king of stupid. Go ahead, Willie. I know you got a rebuttal.
You know what? For all those haters that talk about the glowing vampires, man, kiss my ass. Let me tell you something. That fucking covenant of the motherfucking, hold on, what's that?
Unpopular Reviews on Friday, Dark Side of the Ring Edition with Katrina Storm and two exactly.
Hold on, I'm back.
Come back when you're ready.
Don't cancel me.
Come back when you're ready. Come back when you're ready. Start it over.
Hold on,
think about it. Let me plug Friday. Unpopular Reviews, Dark Side of the Ring Edition on Friday, starring Katrina Storm and two other co-hosts of her choice. Definitely want to tune in. Go ahead, Willie, before I plug Saturday.
Thursday, you got me. I will be here for the SmackDown edition this week. I promise I'm back. There you go, Jessica. Goddamn. That goddamn Cullen.
I don't know who Cullen is.
The goddamn Cullen fucking covenant is the fucking baddest covenant on this goddamn on earth. When like I say, when you know the peons like Chris who don't understand Twilight, when they don't understand that the dynamics of the Volturi being the motherfucking they the elder statesmen of the goddamn vampire world. And for them to be scared of the goddamn Cullen covenant, you better know. Motherfucker. Hey, guess what? You said some shit about Harry Potter. I guess you like goddamn you like Hunger Games, don't you?
I was a fan of Hunger Games. I'm not a huge fan, but I'm a fan of Hunger Games. It is better than Harry Potter. Unpopular Reviews SmackDown edition on Saturday, next Saturday at 12 o'clock. Myself as well as Big Daddy Cool, Stephen Pena, and the Will Team Dream. And the Will Team Dream will be here on Saturday to discuss everything that happened on SmackDown on Friday. And next Saturday at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock-ish, we'll have Unpopular Reviews Entertainment Edition, Episode 6, with myself, the Mark Victor Rodriguez, and one of the guest hosts, whether it's C. the Superior J or the Will Team Dream, or two of them, or three of them, because we can have 5 people now. Unpopular Reviews Iron Man 2 Edition, where we talk about Iron Man 2, which is the final episode going into Avengers 1. Which should be a really good episode. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching us. If you're liking this video, please make sure that you hit that like button, that love button, and that share button to all of your groups as well as your timelines. And follow us on Instagram and Twitter at UPR Yep ILW. Once again, UPR Yep ILW, Twitter, Instagram, and follow us on YouTube at UPR, Yep ILW, as well as Yep I Like Wrestling. If you're a wrestling fan, go to ProWrestlingTees.com and purchase one of our Unpopular Review shirts. Don't matter if you watch wrestling or not, ProWrestlingTees.com. Purchase Unpopular Reviews where we bring you Tech Talk, which I forgot to talk about. Unpopular Reviews Tech Talk on Tuesday with myself and Victor Rodriguez, where we talk about video game consoles from Atari to PlayStation 5. It's going to be a really good time, video game edition. So answer this question real quick so these people can stop.
Hold up.
Holding.
I gotta plug the Tech Talk again too. Hey, if you want to know if your cell phone some shit now, so back when they came out in '97 And we going back, fuck that 97. We going back to the Zach Morris days when we had the motherfucking big block phone.
Oh
And
shit! When I wake up in the morning and oh
I
shit!
gotta get myself
You
a
lost
look.
the
I
words.
gotta grab myself my books and I give myself a look. I gotta make sure that I'm there on time. Anyway, hey, Zach Morris
It's
Wow.
is the
all
coolest
right,
white
cause
guy
I still
alive.
got a bell. Woo!
Hey,
I'm about to watch that right now. Kelly
Zach Morris is the
Kapowski was
coolest
the
white guy alive. Hey, of
Wow.
course, Elvis, I got your back against the haters, of course. Hey, but look, if you want to know if your processing, your CPU is a piece of shit, if you still got the old Apple computer with the colors and the old Macs, hey, or if you got the Macintoshes, if you got an 8-track to a record player, to a CD player, to a Blu-ray player, hey, we talking all things text. You dig? Look at that. That's an Atari controller. When you was playing motherfucking Pong and Centipede, you know what I'm
you
talking about?
damn Skippy. You heard me?
Hey, if you got a motherfucking 8-track, like I said, all the way up to a Blu-ray, we talking all things tech, baby. We got the goddamn technician, the Mr. Profane, motherfucking goddamn it, fuck, I'm going to sleep, Mr. David Cruz.
He's not going to be on. He's going on vacation. You left for 2 weeks, and when you come back, he's going on
It
vacation for 2
wasn't 2
weeks.
weeks. I was only gone a week. Don't disrespect me like that. Anyway,
I
2
got
weeks.
you.
yeah, it was last Saturday. I've been on vacation from last Saturday. I made my return this Saturday. Thank you. I'm
Tech
a
Talk
49ers
Tuesday
fan, Mel.
at 2:00 p.m.
Hey, another thing. Oh yeah, and like I said, another tech wizard. Like I said,
Yeah.
I said, I don't know why I said David by accident, so
Hang
he
on.
ain't gonna be on here. But the Mark, my man, the motherfucking Mark, Victor Rodriguez. He gonna be telling y'all, giving y'all game on everything tech wise, whether it's your motherfucking headset, some bullshit, to whatever. God damn, look at that there. Yes, indeed. God damn it. Atari. God damn it. Some of that older than that piece of equipment right there, older than some of y'all been with y'all women.
From old school to still old school.
Gee, I know that's right.
It's a 360. That's the newest
So-
console I have.
What you're telling me is we went from old school to new school and from Saturday to Tuesday because it's not Tech Talk. It's unpopular reviews, entertainment edition, movies. Tech Talk is on Tuesday. We look forward to seeing you, Charmaine and Elvis. We look forward to seeing y'all on Thursday for UPR battle on UPR AEW versus NXT edition because they're talking about everything. Now they're talking about baseball. UPR baseball edition is coming out later this year, hopefully, depending on everything with
I was
COVID,
gonna
as well
download
as football,
MLB 20
as well
the
as
show.
basketball. I'm sorry, Willie. What are you saying?
I was gonna download MLB 20 the show today. Like I said, that's one of the things that kept me 45 minutes late. I spent it on the PlayStation Store trying to figure out what game I wanted to buy.
How you come back from vacation late is my question.
I'm nigga. I'm black. What you mean? I was on time. What you mean? Like I said, no. Hey, you know
Hold
what?
on, you saying that you running on CPT?
Hold on. Guess what, y'all?
That's
Look,
exactly the same.
come here, Sting. Hey, y'all, making her debut is the princess, London.
Hello.
Hi.
This is Baby Dream right here.
Oh my gosh,
Elvis,
she's
I
your
think you're
twin.
safe.
Yo,
What?
she is your twin.
What did Daddy kept saying he was supposed to do while I was sitting on the game?
You kept saying, dang it, I need to get on here.
I supposed to do what?
You're supposed to get on the broadcast.
Right.
There you go.
All right. Thanks.
Gotta respect a man that knows his responsibilities and takes care of his daughter. So good job.
Yeah. So like I said, man, you know, I'm 100% transparent, whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong. That's for our viewers and that's for my co-workers in extent, because we a family and the same, you know, time and diligence y'all make, you know, we all supposed to do. So that's why, you know, like I say, I always gotta keep it a buck, man. Like I say, man, thank y'all for tuning in to this entertainment edition of Unpopular Reviews. This was the Incredible Hulk edition. I forgot what all the next shows is. Beg my pardon.
I just met him.
You just set him up.
I'm a little
For the
drunk.
movie versions, we have Thor and we have Iron Man 2. Wednesday and Saturday.
Monday we got the Raw Unpopular Review. I don't know who on that. And then Thursday,
Myself, Katrina, and Steve.
And then Thursday we got the AEW and NXT edition with Vic and whoever else. The Dream gonna
Bad
make
Guy
it.
Jack, as well as Big Daddy Cool Steven Singer, is going to
Well,
be
I'm just letting
on
y'all.
for the moderation of Unpopular Reviews
Hold on, I ain't
promo
finished. Can I
battle
finish?
between Elvis Martinez and
I ain't
Charmaine.
asked all that. Anyway, let me finish. This Thursday, I know y'all ain't seen them in a while, but the Dream will make a full guarded appearance and full Dream mode as we get ready for the Dream to become the next NXT champion. That's
Real
gonna be.
quick, answer that question, Willie.
What did you think of the cancellation of W? I'm gonna be honest, being as though that they lost the engine maker, I'm ready for a revamp this. Like it doesn't make sense that we're in 2020 and that the worst wrestling game by far was released this past year. So I'm ready for them to sit their ass down for a year. I'm gonna keep it 100. Like I want to go back to the move mode of the WWE and WCW Revenge and WrestleMania 2000 and No Mercy, where it's a button in a direction to do this set of moves. It's a button in that direction to do another set of moves. I get the intricacy. Like one of the reasons I feel like that the basketball 2K has kind of fell off is because it's too complicated now. Like like if you want to do it in the dribble legs and go to the right, like you might as well have the VR goggles on and doing that shit yourself by trying to press the buttons to do it. So,
Wow.
so I think in this instance, simpler might be better right now. Uh, um, I think that'd be better. Simpler is better. Go ahead, take a year off and revamp, and take things from the games past up to now, and then combine them. Give us the towers. Give us the towers. Give us with all the wrestle. Then give us another mode where we can go with all the WrestleManias, do all the WrestleManias or all the Royal Rumbles or like give us the Austin give us the Hogan give us the Cena but like put it in story mode to where we ain't necessarily got to just do everything with creating our superstar and doing like that. Like let us relive some of the things that we know and remember. Like, you know what I mean? So
I like this one. This one was good. The CM
I
Punk
don't
one.
remember that
The
one.
story mode in
That's
this was
2K.
good.
What was that 18? No,
No,
let's say
13.
in Punk. 16,
Yeah, 13.
13. Okay,
Yeah,
that was
this
fun.
one this one was all right. Like 14 was okay.
Hey, Elvis,
13 I really like.
Elvis. I appreciate the promotion for VP, but I don't do no vice president, Holmes. I'm the head honcho. I got to
Willie,
give it.
Steven says you're the only dream that's over right now. I think Acquiring Minds tuned into SmackDown to hear your opinions on the Velveteen Dream and his extracurricular activities, I should say.
Well, let's be honest. I hate that if they about to even dabble with bringing him up right now. I
Mm.
think that's just a punk ass way of not giving him the NXT title, and that's bullshit. He
Well,
deserves a reign as NXT champion, and you might don't have to give him a whole calendar year, but you got to give him a substantial NXT championship reign. And if they bring him up without giving him a title ring on NXT, I feel it's just like they did with Street Profits. As soon as they put the belt on them, then had them lose. Because they had to give them the belt. They had to give Street Profits the NXT belts because they would have had this thing down there. And they were so fucking over. And even though Velveteen lost some steam with being injured, like the fact that the fans not in there right now, we're missing a prominent chance to give him a good feud with
mm,
Adam Cole. A good
baby.
feud. A great feud. Then with the surges of him and Keith Lee coming to join them, man. Let's say you throw Tomasa and Killer Frost about to go at it. I mean Warrior Frost about to go at it. So instead of
Cannon
Ciampa, you
Cross.
go what'd you say?
Cannon Cross.
Oh well, y'all know who
You said Warrior Frost, like you were.
I meant to say Killer Frost. I'm sorry. That's what I was about
Killer
to call
Frost. Okay.
You want Killer Frost? Is Killer Frost or Killer Frost? What is it?
Frost. Killer Frost is a bad guy
You
for
know
the
the way you
Flash.
try to the way you try to correct
I'm just
me.
saying.
The way
Killer
you try
Frost
to
is a
correct,
part of Rose
the
Gallery
way
of the
you
Flash.
try
That's
to
all I'm
correct
saying.
me, I wish you correct your barber for fucking up your hairline.
I don't have a barber right now, bro.
And
I
it
don't have a barber.
shows. It
Much
shows.
like you,
It fucking
you're not
shows.
shaving
It
properly. You know,
fucking
I'm whooping it.
shows. Hey, and look, the next time you got that fucking bed in the background, how about you make your fucking bed? Do you
The
understand?
bed is made. This ain't David. Don't do that. Go
Now,
ahead.
anyway, like I said before I was fucking rudely interrupted, you fucking jackass. Like you said,
And proud of it.
I would like if they bring
You guys are so
Velveteen,
nice to each other.
if they bring Velveteen up without without giving him a credible NXT championship run, it's disrespectful, and I don't think he should even come up until the crowds get back involved and his cachet goes back up with the not just with the regular fan but the casual fan. Like I said, I've been saying it for a while now. That's one of my worst visions, not visions but fears right now. It's for Velveteen to be brought up right now.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the conversation he would have had if he actually showed up for the wrestling edition of Unpopular Reviews. Speaking of wrestling edition of Unpopular Reviews, join us on Monday. We're not going to go through that spiel again. So, for the Willatine Dream, for the Mark Victor Rodriguez, I'm the executive consultant. Thank you so much for watching us, and we will see you on Monday. Have yourself a good night, ladies and gentlemen.
You motherfucker.